Welcome, Mother. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Hello. Oh, hello, God bless you. So, what are you doing here? Going around? You want to come inside. Good night, bro.
Hey! Yes, Shri Mataji.
Remember you had to run about so much to buy one.
Or just people want to give us.
Doctor's husband. So we're waiting and doing Mr.
Mama.
My goodness, what big ones there. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. मैं सोच ही रही थी कि आज कुछ प्रसाद बांटना चाहिए लेकिन टाइम बहुत थोड़ा था तो कैसे होगा आपने मेरी मन की
Sweet chestnut, this.
We have chestnut. They are like Ganesha. That look like Shana. And another is what? Smaller one. We have another nut also.
Hazelnut. Hazelnut. Hazel looks like chunky.
Hazel. The nature one goes absolutely spotless. For me, it's such a pleasure. Meet you all here. There's a greenery, all that is beautiful. But see how collective they are. There's a lot from them. Every leaf is allowed to get the sun. Every leaf. How they grow, how they are organized, how they behave like this. Nobody thinks it. So what is it working it out in them? They haven't got realization. So how do they work it out in such a beautiful manner? Because they are under the complete control of divine. Absolutely. They don't have to worry. Even the animals are. That's why they are called as Pashu, means they are under the complete Vash. Vash is the complete control of the divine. And Shiva is called as Pashupati. He is the one who looks after all this. Affectionately and in a very delicate manner. All this is created for human beings. These human beings don't understand that all this world which is created is for the use of the beings. Not for abuse, but use.
Mommy.
And this is one thing has to be really felt in this sector. That how they are collected, there is no problem. How they live together, creating good atmosphere for us. How they keep to the cycle. It's a global cycle. First, for example, we can see that the sap rises. Then it gives whatever is needed for every part of the tree. Then whatever is left over, it can go into the atmosphere or it can go down. So it doesn't get stuck into one place. This I have told you long time back, that you should not get stuck into it. If you are detached, then everything works out. But if you are attached, you just get worries and problems, thinking too much about it. Your life becomes miserable. But if you are detached, then the nature takes over, as it has taken over for weeks. And you feel extremely relaxed, absolutely relaxed. But when you are thinking, oh, we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to achieve this, and you start worrying, two things can happen. One is you get confused. You will not achieve any results. One. And you will go on thinking. And the second thing will happen, that you will exhaust yourself completely. but you are detached, then as such of these you will be amazed how things work. After getting your realization, you should try to detach yourself by getting into thoughtless awareness. Just detach. Now see our attachments are this detachment you can just practice that you can see yourself in a way. I know that you are not this reflection that you see, but you are much more than what this reflection is. And what is that within us, which looks after everything, even before realization, which looks after parasympathetic nervous system. Little things, it looks after. Tries to keep us on right path, gives us a conscience. What is that? What is within us that does that? The spirit has not yet come into our attention, but there is something within us which makes you think about the truth, seek the truth, know that something wrong in the society. What is that within us? Can you tell me? God has not left you without His care. There is something that looks after us. Kundalini is sleeping. Spirit is in our heart. What do these have? You see is in them. No. That's our Sahaja Yoga style.
Mother Nature?
It's a soul. It's a soul which lines our spinal cord. Sometimes when people die or about to die and they come back to life, they always say they pass through some sort of a tunnel. Some have a black tunnel, some have a bright tunnel, some have a light tunnel and all that. This is what is the soul which is within us, which starts going up, and with that our attention goes and we feel we are passing through a tunnel. Alright? These souls you can see now in the sky, all hanging. 7 groups you can see. Only after realization, not before. So this soul guides you. This soul has brought you to service. This soul has told you that you have to see the truth. And you have to get to the truth. This is also the, I should say, the perseverance or the way this soul gets after you. You have to seek. Some people really get so restless about it. All this comes from soul before realization, and this soul starts working. This kind of search that we have had. When person dies, then his soul comes out and his spirit also guides. So we call it a dead soul, like that. They hang in the air sometimes. Sometimes when they are realized souls, they need not. They become one with the divine. And whenever they want, they can always be born again. But these souls who are still attached to something, maybe the children, maybe the house, maybe the drinking habits, maybe something nonsensical, still hang around. And they are the ones who trouble us. bother us too much. They can be in groups, they can be many, of different types. They could be with a very bad subconscious activity, or could be with a supraconscious also. But about this we cannot talk to anybody else, because they don't know, they don't want to believe that there is something like that. They believe in a religion which says that there are dead souls and there are bad spirits, but that's only in the church or in the mosque or in the temples. But in private life they don't believe that we have got those things hanging around. Now some difficulties that you face which cannot be solved could be coming from these dead souls. So the best way to get rid of them is to develop a detached attitude towards them. Now somebody is very much attached, say to a house or to a building or to something. So what happens, these souls who are trying to find out somebody through whom they can satisfy their wishes enter into your mind. And then everything goes wrong. You cannot do well, you cannot achieve anything, you feel it's horrible. Especially with false gurus you get this curse upon you. All these things have to be corrected through detachment. What are you attached? Some people are very much attached, say, to their children. Then the children will be attacked by these souls. If you are too much attached, say, to your money, then something will happen and you will do something. You have known so many people who were multimillionaires, but the greed was still there. So the spirit, whatever entered into them, started telling them, invest here, invest here, invest here. And no money was left. Especially the Western business is like that. It goes on telling you, now you invest there, then you invest there. And nothing is left with you but loans and debts. And that's how you get it. So one has to be very detached about it. You know the story of my getting into business of terracotta. It so happened that, you see, some of these big Johnnies from Delhi who are retired thought they must still serve their country by having exports. But they cannot carry on with each other. There's a bureaucratic nonsense. Everybody thinks they are the best. So they fought. The whole forum broke up. But still my husband said, we'll have our own. And so many had their own. I don't know what they are saying. So I asked him, I said, what will you export? He said, fans. I said, fans to where? To Switzerland? Like that, he told me various things which were all to be imported, not to be exported. He said, what will you export? I said, I'll export terracotta. Clay. Clay. But I don't know banking, I don't know anything about business, nothing. I'm so detached about it. I don't know what it is like to do business. So that headache I don't have. But terracotta is selling very well everywhere. Because I know that now people want handmade things and they love it and it's doing well. And then I'm helping some people far-fetched in a village, not villages, who have only one cloth to cover their body. So it helps my also charitable nature. Also it's a global need today that people should use handmade things. It's working out very well, you will be amazed. It's working so well. I don't understand anything from business. That is all right. I don't have to know anything about it. It's working out. So the detachment that I have about it, like somebody said, I gave so much money to Shri Mataji. So Mr. Srivastava, my husband said, who counted? She doesn't know how to count. Really, I don't know. If I have to count 1,000, I'll count 2,000. I don't know what happens to me. Otherwise, I'm good at mathematics. But when it comes to counting, my fingers just go on skipping. I don't know. I don't know how much money I have in the bank. Never. Only doctor knows better than me. It's terrible with me. You see, I don't know how to count money. I don't know banking. I don't know how much money. What is the return? How much I have to do? Nothing. I'm buying things, whatever I think are good, handmade, nice things. And they are selling, I don't know if they are selling for the same price or more price. I don't know. I've taken no headache upon myself. No headache upon me. It's such a pleasure to see these poor people making something so nice. Everywhere. Russia, they make such beautiful things. Bulgaria, Turkey. Turkey is another great country. So wonderful. They make the best terracotta. Better than even Indians in a way. You can cook in their food, you can wash it, you can do what you want. Such capable people are there. But in these modern times, you see, they are not successful. You have to have computer, you have to have competition. So if you develop a detachment to thoughtless awareness, God will take over. He will do your work. He will look after you. You should have faith in God. That's the main thing, which people don't understand what it means to have faith in God. That He is Almighty. He does everything. He looks after everything. Why should we worry? This is a very good way of life. Not one. You have gone beyond now. You have gone beyond time. You have gone beyond all the three gunas. You have gone also beyond thought. So whatever you have been doing through your thought frames and through your mind, you stop. In America, I gave realization to one girl, she had a child. So she told me one thing, Mother, I knew all about my things I had complete list with me. I knew this way and I knew this way, all that I had. Clearly. Now, I don't care. I don't know what I have in my shop. What's the result? I'm making big profits. I said, that's the best thing, that you are making big profits after all. What's the use of carrying all the load on your head and making no profit? So one should be prepared to surrender completely, absolutely, to the will of God. Whatever He does is forever. Say for example, yesterday in the program, I didn't want people to have reach, that's all. I didn't say anything to anyone. It just worked out that it was cloudy. So nobody came to this path.
Yeah.
Nobody came for a holiday. Nothing, they were all jolly well there.
Shri Mataji.
Otherwise, imagine, how could I have worked out? It's an impossible situation. But it has worked. And it's growing. And people are enjoying it. But it was not any kind of a deliberation or worry, nothing of it. It all worked and it is there, you can see very well. the same way you also should not worry about anything whatsoever. Anybody comes to you, just say no. Don't worry. Say that there are mothers who worry about their children. I get such thick letters. Such thick letters. I have no time to read, I don't know. And ultimately, the whole thing you read is about their children. Before Sahaja Yoga, perhaps they were not so much attached to their children, perhaps. But now after this, they have glued down. Then there are worries about husband and wife, which is very common. This husband and wife, they say they go to Ganpatipure and there they get into the mood of marrying. And as soon as they come out of Ganpatipure, they don't want to marry. What is this? I have known many kinds of mad, but this kind I have never known. Very difficult. They are so enthusiastic, they apply, they give you a big list of people, 400 applications, and then they suddenly declare, now we don't want to marry. But if it is mutual, it's better. But one will say, I don't want to marry, another will say, no, I want to marry. So, sometimes I have to tell them, is this what you are being to me? Is this the way? Give something to your mother. It's very common. Then at least know what is your responsibility as Sahaja Yogis. Complications after complications. I'm not saying only from England, but more from England. I told you before also that this should not be done. There are girls who are not married for say 34 years, 50 years. Oh, still we find boys, some old people also. And after that suddenly you find they say no, we don't want to have this man, we want to have another one. But Englishmen are very good husbands. They are like cabbages sometimes. That part I don't. Sometimes they are really cabbages. So, one should understand that as a husband, you have to get things corrected. And as a wife, you are a part of the society which you have to not only create but also to preserve and to advance is the duty of women. They don't know what their duty is, that their not duty is to work like secretaries or some sort of politicians. What their main duty is become a very active member of their society. Of course, we have some very great ladies. I should say that. It's not that we don't have, but some of them are exceptionally fine. They don't realize that marriage is not meant just for a kind of a shopping center. It's a mission. It's very sweet to be a wife. But they lack sweetness for small things. Alright, then better not marry. Because you tarnish the name of Sahaja, which has given you realization. So you must know how to manage your marriage and do some justice. Of course, in Sahaja Yoga, we have divorce. We allow divorce because it's a question of your freedom. You can divorce. But it's better to make your marriage successful if you want to help Sahaja. Another problem which always crops up sometimes, which is very dangerous. like somebody has a habit of forming a group against the leader. We have recently a very bad case from America. Wherever she went, she formed a group against the leader and was creating such a problem. So I told her, you go back to India now, we have had enough of it. She wouldn't go. She went to commit suicide. 2 miles she ran up to River Hudson. She didn't jump, of course. She didn't jump. And nobody threw her in also. But she was threatening, I'm going to commit suicide. And she took some Panadol or something. With that you don't die, no? Huh? But she didn't die. Not Panadol, something like that. Must be some aspirin, maybe something. But she didn't die. I don't know if she took it also. So all this tantrumism, you are going against yourself for it. What is this? But I told her, you go back to India now, we don't want you. She did all this, she said, I'll not go, I'll do this, I'll do that. Her father got such a big heart attack, she had to. Next day. I didn't do that. I would hate to do such a thing. And she had to go. I said, let her jump in the Hudson River and then. So this kind of tantrum nature of women is very. You are deceiving yourself, you are serving. You should know how to absorb the problem. You can. You can pacify, you can cool them down, you can do everything, you have the power. Women should understand their own power. Very important. Because they don't know what powers they have. I am a woman myself. And if the women start behaving like this, it's very difficult. Also some men have this habit that they start forming a group. The third type are the people, some of them who may be leaders or maybe something, maybe leaders' wives. They become extremely dominating, some or other. It's kind of a pumping station they are nearby. The whole air goes into their ego and they start like floating in the air and keeping everybody around. Now this kind of thing is also a sinful thing. Because you are a wife of a leader, you have to be careful. You cannot try to hurt people and trouble them because you are the wife of a leader. Actually, according to Shastras, there are 5 mothers we are born. One of them is the wife of the leader, wife of the guru. Is your mother, and she has to behave like a mother. She has to treat all the disciples like a mother. And if supposing the leader is angry or upset with him, she should try to soothe him down. She should try to talk to another person until it's enough. This she should not. This is her job, not to dominate others. They are doing just what they are not supposed to do. So if any one of them has problems and he cannot talk to the leader, he will go to the leader and tell him and that she can really bring it down. I remember one case in our life was very remarkable. My husband had somebody in the office who went out to another company because this was a government company, was not paying him so much naturally. He got a good job. So he went to another company. But he didn't like it very much, the way they were in company. He came back and he asked my husband that I want the job back. He said, you get out, I'm not interested. Why did you leave it? So he didn't know what to do. He tried, but nothing worked. So he came to me. And he told me that, see, I want to come back. I am a very good officer, I've done a very good job. but it was stupid on my part to have taken to this another job, which I hate. I want to come back and serve my country. So when CP came home, I told him that this gentleman came to see. Yeah, we came to the right place. Now, he's going to eat my head off. I said, I'm just telling you that he came to me because he thought I was much more generous than you are. I said, what? I said, yes. I'm no way less generous. I said, all right. You want to know? So the job of a woman is much bigger, much deeper and much higher. My husband had at least 100 relations, very good. And he told me that you have to look after my people. Then he got so fed up with me, he said, I just told you to look after by making them sit on my head now. But I don't feel that way. And not only those 100, but 100 their relations also I try to do as far as possible. See, this is something so satisfying that when I go to Lucknow, they all come and see me. Nobody comes to see my husband. So, you see, if you create a committee of your own, government, need anything, they'll be there to help. They'll be there to look after. So, what is most important is to just love and try to please others. If women can do that, they have achieved everything. On the contrary, all the time telling me against somebody to your husband, all the time deciding somebody to your husband. That's not it. On the contrary, never tell or complain about anyone unless until that person harms you. And always tell something nice. That's the best thing. For example, somebody comes to tell me about somebody, mother, see, he did this to me, he did that. So I tell him a lie. That's allowed. I tell him now, you see, I don't understand. How do you say these things about him? He was just praising you all the time. For 1 hour he praised you. Really? They trust me. That's how you can run. The family, you can run everyone around. And so the first thing the women must know, they have to be compassionate. And their main power is in compassion. I think that's my power too. Why are you here? Some of you can't even hear me, but you don't mind. It's just love. Just love. It's so great. Feel, beautiful atmosphere of love, with and peace. What else can we do? This is what I'm trying to tell you, that this is the heart of humans. What does the heart have? Compassion and love and enlightenment. So we have to understand that it's only through compassion we realize. I have known so many people in this world who are very rich, who think no end of themselves, who are very well known, very writers, and I don't know what else. All kinds. But they always complain that nobody comes to see us when we are old. I said, it's the other way down here. The older I am becoming, I am more people. Nobody seems to know about my age. They say, how do you do it? I said, just compassion, just pure love, nothing. But they never loved anyone all their lives. and they live like this. So now they are lonely, they are alone, they are talking their fridges. Can you imagine? They talk to the fridges. Purchase a friend like that. So this is a situation in which no surgery should lack. So you should see how much collective you are, how much you help each other, how much you are kind to each other. This is very important to prospect and find. More than anything. Doesn't matter if your vibrations are bad, doesn't matter. They'll be alright. But first your attitude has to be. In Sahaja Yoga I see people who don't have good attitude, they never progress. Love should be pure. If you have love for someone, you won't see bad points. Never. You'll always see the good points of that person. Always support that person. Sometimes I'm faced with such problems that there are people who are victorious. So I prepare myself first. Before the mirror I stand up. I say like this, I say like this, I say like this. When the person comes in, half of it right. It's very give up that practice that. I'm sure. So little like yesterday, what a nice present Surgery gave me was a beautiful miniature of Royal. Very beautiful. With cloisonné work, beautiful done, so beautifully done. It was so hard because I love this hall somehow, this law, and shows the Queen Victoria, for whom I have such tremendous respect, that she built it in the name of her husband. This kind of thing, shows such a deep reverence for her husband, love for her husband, and she remained like a widow throughout. She didn't attend any functions like an Indian widow, and she enjoyed her widow. She was all the time with it, and she did so many good things. She is the one who created all these terracotta patterns you see around. She, in the seclusion, she became extremely creative, but she was a deep person, and I think her example should be a good example for the, especially the women of this period. It's very, very much a personality which is respected, especially very much. In a riot, there was a statue of World War II. All the newspapers, everything, and everyone went with a banner. Who cut it? What dare, how dare you do that? And they saw to it that she put back. She is the woman who adored. She is such a powerful thing because that is the real power, not in doing some sort of a work like men and competition. Deeper potential that you have. We start realizing what women can do. The field of peace, global peace, and bringing compassion into action is possible because you are also doing. Husbands also must respect their wives. Very important. Where women are not respected, calamities coming, like Bangladesh. See, Bangladesh is full of calamities because they don't respect them. Pakistan is full of calamities. Now the wars are going on, because they don't respect them. What about Saudi Arabia? Always in threat of wars. What about Iran? All these countries where women are not respected, they are in trouble. But women also must respect themselves, not like women in the West, the way they throw themselves to men. Why should you try to attract men all the time? Why should you try to be all the time dressed up that they should run after you? Why should you run after men? They should run after you. See, this one is a culture which really debases women to I don't know to what. They are not prostitutes. So we should have our own sense. I've told you the story of who committed suicide in India because Muslims were going to wait. So they got just to protect their chastity. The power of the woman is unmatched. But our vehicle, or you can say the one that works our is our chastity. We should respect our body, respect our husband, respect our children, respect everyone. That's important. But also the society and the family and the husband, all of them must respect it. It's very important. They are complementary. Man and woman are complementary. Just like I always say that we for the West, though they have done very well in the science, the blacks are complementary because how can they win their rugby if they don't have black? What about music? All these things are complementary. So we are sum total one. We have to have Indians also there. We have to have English also. Because we are all complementary. We are part, like the left hand must have also right hand. It's like that. It's all one sum total, you see, together. But if you see complementary powers work, like left side is complementary to the right side. But they cannot be the same. They have to be opposite, otherwise how are they complementary? So one should respect the wives and the wives must respect husbands because they are complementary. And in a proper way, we have to understand the importance of married life in Surrey. I spent so much time on these arrangements of marriages and this and that. If I could be spared of that, I can write one more book. Because first you select, then you marry, then you get all the changes, these, that, letters after letters, all the leaders are always worried about individual cases. Always, they will write to me, mother, there's a problem. What? This woman doesn't want to live with. Then this man doesn't want to live. I mean, you do something and then suddenly what you find is there are problems out of that. They are even worse. The whole year they will last, then comes another marriage. So you have to spend so much time on this. Now this time, those who don't want to marry should not marry. And if they marry and do like this, they will never be allowed to come to Surrey. They can divorce, do what they want. Both of them had to get out of Sahaja Yoga and get a divorce. And then blame Sahaja Yoga. I say so because I've had lots of problems from all over the centers, all over. So now under the tree, we have to promise because they are living beings that we are not going to do all such nonsense and we are not going to create problems among ourselves. We are going to be very happily as husband and wife and enjoy. Of course, there are very difficult cases. Alright, you can work it out. There could be exceptions. But out of 100 marriages, if the 60 marriages fail, is better not to have. They discover after 3 years, somebody discovers after 4 years. So God knows what is going to come up. It's very difficult. So it's not a marriage, marriage institution. It is I think for having great souls which want to be born to you. For that we are having marriages. But if you do like this, then it will never work. Or if you want to have divorce, then at least no more marriage. Will be good at it. I'm so very happy to see so many children here. All are beautiful, born realized, sweet things, and right. And we should really know that between 10 to 15 years, you see the force that is coming, and they will correct you. They'll remove all your complications. So allow them to grow. Allow them to be grown-up surgeons. And then you will see the difference, how sensible, how beautiful they are. Support them, help them, understand. Some surjogis who are lost to surjoga, I know that children are dynamites. Let them grow, they'll put on them back. I know that. So we reach a point to understand that now we have to move step forward. Forget about all these nonsensical things and petty things and useless things and no problem. What are we going to do about Sahaja? We have the powers to one jump high, and this will work. Everybody must think on those lines, and I'm sure it will be. I'm very sure it will work out. May God bless you. Deo prasad deo, ho gayi puja. They have brought the prasad for you. Some lady. Yes, some lady. Now this you can open it out, and there are just to make it.
Mataji lean back lean back. Shri Mataji, we love you. Shri Mataji.
Shakti
Aldo.
Aldo. Looking in charge. Thank you very much. Very intimate.
It's like ancient times, like the time of the Buddha.
And then you can go very deep into the problems and the nature helps you.
We feel like in India, Shri Mataji.
I just felt it's such a big place. There's something for Thank you.
बोलो बोलो जगन्माता श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।